From far and wide, Oilers fans, this is Dolynny TV. And there goes another one. The Oilers, another dull, lifeless, boring, lack of kick in the butt pants kind of game. I mean, yeah, I'm taking it a lot easier tonight with my sore throat and not feeling the greatest. But guys, like, I don't know how I can get up and possibly try to make this game review exciting, full of life. It really isn't. You get lulled to sleep for 2.5 hours in essentially what was a 2-1 game, lost 3-1 on an empty net, in which I really don't know how to describe it. It was, like I said, boring, lifeless, dull, terrible. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect night to night from the Edmonton Oilers, let alone during a game for one period. Because one period you come out, you outshoot the Penguins, you lull them to death, you have a 1-0 lead, life looks good, right? Like, things okay. Then the second period comes along, and you think, okay, we're going to get up 2-0 on the power play. Then you give up the penalty kill goal. Then a few minutes later, you give up another one. And then, I mean, realistically, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, you might as well, once Pittsburgh scored the 2-1 goal, if you're going to play like that the rest of the game, you might as well have just said, here's the 2 points. We need to get into Carolina pretty quick tonight, so we're not going to bother. We'll pack up our gear. We'll get out of your arena. Sorry for wasting you and your fans' time, and we'll move on. After that 2-1 goal, that's essentially what should have happened. I'm sorry. Like, I know I have been, for the past 2 weeks, trying to hold out as much optimism as possible, but you really are starting to see it now. Just how much, I can't even put in the effort to make a full sentence about it, how little any bit of effort out of McDavid is paying off because of how little effort his team is giving at this point. Right? Connor McDavid, you know, no matter what, he's going to go out there and give 110%. Leon Draisaitl, if he's playing with Connor McDavid, is firing at 100%. That's obviously how the Oilers got their goal. That's obviously how things pan out well for the Edmonton Oilers. Yes, okay. Mikko Koskinen, not at fault in this one. Hung out to dry by the defense on the penalty kill goal. And the other one, well, you know, what are you going to do, right? Chris Russell falls asleep and lets Crosby push him into the corner. So, Mikko Koskinen comes in, has a good game. Now, I guess the next thing we wait for is I should be getting on Twitter, because I'm sure I'll be getting a notification any time now that somebody's getting traded. It sounds like Cam Talbot. That's what Sportsnet was trying to say. Obviously, we all know that's coming, given what Cam Talbot started, 4 of the past 6 games. Sure, but guys, at this point, it's more than trading a backup goalie. It's more than trading some depth defensemen. It's about resetting the effort level in Edmonton. That's the question mark. This roster can compete. We've seen this roster compete under head coach Ken Hitchcock. And the one thing missing is the defensive responsibility, the defensive buy-in, and the effort level. The work, the grind, the pain, the price paid. I don't know. You know what I mean? It's just such a letdown when you hold out optimism. You hold out everything you can to say, you know what, last game was bad, this game will be better. You know what, last game we had some good stuff, this game will win. Well, then you go into what's an absolute must-win against Pittsburgh, and you somehow perform like you did tonight, which, 1-0, sure, you know what, we're doing good, but we didn't pedal to the metal after that. The Oilers didn't go out and try to get that second goal in the first period. They didn't go out and try to fire everything and scramble in front of the net. The Oilers had some crazy amount of shots. Here, let me pull it up on the Oilers website here, because this is the stupid part. The Oilers had a crazy amount of shots tonight. They absolutely, I think they touched 40. The thing is, they were absolutely muffins. They were absolute muffins on net. They were of no substance. I mean, Connor McDavid at the side of the net jamming away. Sure, okay, that's a good one. Zach Kassian had a couple of deflections. But right there, I've already talked, 2, 3, or 4 of the best chances have come from the top line. Don't forget that the Draisaitl goal comes from the top line as well. And suddenly you're talking about all your production coming from the top line. Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, if he didn't get absolutely murdered by Jack Johnson, might have gotten that puck on net, but he knew he was getting murdered, so he just flung it towards the net. Right? We did not create the absolute havoc. And when we did, it was Zach Kassian getting to the front of the net like he should on the top line when he's paired with McDavid and Draisaitl. However, where was the compete after the whistle? Where was the let's get in your face and make you think this game a little bit? Where was the heart? You guys know I'm all about talking about the heart when it comes to the Oilers of late, because if you're going to lose, lose with heart. And that's what ends up pissing me off most about tonight's game, is it was just a lackluster, lifeless, dull, boring crap shack of a game for the Oilers. And I am just so beyond myself at this point to think that, you know what, I can sit here and cheerlead the positive vibes. And don't get me wrong, I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep making sure the positive vibes coming out for the Oilers, because you can't hope they tank. That's obviously not key number one. You got to lose with heart. But unfortunately, when the roster doesn't want to lose with heart, that's a tough thing to deal with. And for a guy like me that is all about the passion, right? That's essentially what unites us all on Dolynny TV. When we're talking the Oilers hockey, we're talking about the passion. Even if you're not an Oilers fan, we're still talking about the passion that is hockey. And to go out there and watch night after night the Oilers, your team, play with no passion, no heart, no hustle, no determination, no effort. How demoralizing as a hockey fan is that? Like, obviously, I understand more and more by the day where guys are coming from with the tank or this team's, like, obviously, it's not that I don't understand the arguments, right? I'm not oblivious to what's going on. I just choose to hold out hope because I know what we've done for the past 12 years, and rebuilds, tanks, number one picks. Obviously, yeah, we got the best player in the world through a number one pick, and here we are still not doing anything. Guys, it doesn't get better unless you make the playoffs, unless you get that taste of victory, unless you get that taste of the big dance. I don't care. Getting swept in the playoffs is a big task because you go down absolutely lifeless if you do, right? Obviously, the other team's either that great or you're that terrible or you didn't put in the effort. But this Oilers team, if they got the taste of success like they did under Ken Hitchcock when they first started playing for him this season, anything's possible. A 9-2-2 stretch, you're going to win playoff series one after another with stretches like that. However, this terrible, heartless, gutless, brainless, lifeless effort out of the Edmonton Oilers is not going to get the job done down the stretch, especially not in a must-win against Pittsburgh. And I think at this point you can pretty much absolutely 120% kiss the season goodbye if they're going to play like this night in, night out. And this isn't even a full-on effort to tank. This is just a full-on effort not to try. And I'm sorry, it's two totally different things. Trying to fail is one thing. Trying not to try is another. It's completely off one side, onto another, and gone down a bad bridge, guys. And that is just such a hard position to be in as an Oilers fan. I understand why we're all hurting. Like, you watch a game like tonight, and if we're not all united in how effortless, how lifeless this game was, like, I'm surprised I can even keep my eyes open with the bright white light next to me to do this video, because I am pretty much ready to go to sleep, call it a night, and get some Z's. Guys, that's my review of tonight's game. Just lifeless, brainless, heartless, gutless, effortless. Oh my God, like, just terrible. Just absolutely awful. Maybe it'll be better in Carolina. I don't know. I honestly don't know. We'll take tomorrow to regroup and do something else, and then we'll talk about Carolina on Friday. Probably game stream it if my voice is feeling better, but it is what it is at this point. I'm Tyson. This is Dolynny TV. Guys, thank you for tuning in. I will catch you in the next one.